This is the truth that pharmaceutical companies will never tell you first. Would you believe that a single onion can starve cancer cells to death, or conversely, damage our organs? The most powerful anti-cancer agent, overlooked by modern medicine, has been in our kitchens all along. It's like a double-edged sword. Consumed properly, it becomes medicine, but used incorrectly, it can harm your health. I am Dr. Kim Young-ho, a 90-year-old nutritional medicine doctor. I've researched food medicine for 60 years and still give weekly health lectures. The science of onions, I discovered, while treating thousands of chronic disease patients with dietary therapy, isn't found in textbooks. The reason I, at 90 years old, still have so much vitality is thanks to the hidden efficacy of onions. Many academic conferences and hospitals have doubted my research, but the results, proven by more than 1,500 patients, are clear. Onions are not just food ingredients but powerful medicine. After researching in over 50 countries, I also confirmed that Korean onions have the most potent medicinal effects in the world. By following just the 7 methods of medicinal onions I'll share today, you can experience effects more powerful than any expensive health supplement. However, you must watch this video until the end to practice correctly. Improper onion consumption can actually be harmful. While these methods can be started immediately, you need to know the exact order and method to fully enjoy their benefits. The reason many people fail by simply just eating onions is precisely this. I hope today's knowledge becomes a treasure that protects your family's health. People always ask me, Dr. Kim, how can you still give lectures at 90 years old? Usually elderly people lose energy and stay at home, but I still travel nationwide giving lectures every week. And every morning I read research papers and conduct studies for 2 hours. What's my secret? It's onions, but not just eating them anyway. I have a special method of onion consumption that I've researched and practiced. This method is more powerful than medicine and more effective than anti-cancer drugs. Some may find it hard to believe, but my patient, who was diagnosed with terminal cancer, is now living healthily. Are you perhaps taking medication for high blood pressure or diabetes? Or are you worried about cancer or cardiovascular disease? Today's story will bring hope to such people. Modern medicine sees aging and disease as inevitable processes, but my research results prove this is merely a simple prejudice. Our bodies can recover with natural remedies. Onions have been used as medicine for 5,000 years. In ancient Egypt, onions were buried with pharaohs, and in medieval Europe, they were used as a treatment to defeat the Black Death. In Eastern medicine, onions were called nature's antibiotics. This ancient wisdom is now being proven by modern science. My wife was diagnosed with diabetes in her 60s. Her blood sugar was always at dangerous levels, and she suffered from arthritic pain every day. The latest drug treatments had little effect, and she continued to depend on insulin injections. As a nutritionist, I fell into a sense of helplessness because I couldn't help my wife. It was devastating that the knowledge I had researched for decades couldn't help the person closest to me. Doctors said it's natural as you age and told us to accept a life dependent on medication. Then one day I discovered a special way to use onions. In an old Eastern medicine book, the book stated that onions themselves are not medicine, but become medicine, only when prepared correctly. That is, everything from the direction of cutting onions to storage and cooking methods was important. Initially, I was skeptical, but having no other options, I decided to try it. I practiced the onion cooking method I was researching. Surprisingly, my wife's blood sugar began to stabilize in just 1 month, and her joint pain diminished. After 6 months, her blood sugar maintained a normal range without insulin injections. Do you have a family member suffering from a chronic disease? I've experienced firsthand how powerful that helplessness and frustration can be. But don't give up. The solution may be closer than you think. The key to recovery was surprisingly simple. The secret was all in how to prepare and consume onions. We've eaten onions all our lives but have been missing their medicinal effects. Onions contain amazing compounds like allicin, quercetin, and anthocyanins. However, most people weren't activating these components. They were consuming them incorrectly, discarding the peel, cooking immediately after cutting, eating them raw on an empty stomach in the morning, and so on. Research showed that the medicinal effects of onions can differ by up to 8 times, depending on the preparation process. In other words, even with the same onion, the effect varies tremendously, depending on how you handle it. When consumed correctly, onions can have amazing effects, such as blood sugar regulation, cholesterol reduction, anti-inflammatory effects, and immune system enhancement. When we changed these habits one by one, my wife's body began to change. So today, I decided I must share this with you. I hope this knowledge brings hope to many people. You need to watch this video until the end to understand the full context accurately. And if you find it useful, please subscribe and like. It will be a journey to creating a healthy 100 years of life together. Now, I will explain the 7 core principles of medicinal onions that I've researched. Each principle is based on scientific evidence and is designed to be started at any age. First, cut and wait, the golden time rule. Allicin, the most powerful component of onions, forms only after the onion is cut. When you cut an onion, cells are destroyed, and an enzymatic reaction occurs, creating allicin. But this process takes time. If you cook the onion immediately after cutting, allicin isn't sufficiently produced, greatly reducing effectiveness. You should expose it to air for at least 10 minutes. After cutting to maximize allicin activation, this golden 10 minutes is the first key to determining the medicinal effects of onions. Mr. Kang Young-ho, who had suffered from hypertension for 43 years, normalized his blood pressure in just 3 months using this method. Just by letting cut onions sit for 10 minutes before cooking, he experienced amazing changes. The practice tip is simple. Cut the onion before cooking, then leave it while preparing other ingredients. You don't need to watch the clock for exactly 10 minutes, but it should be at least 10 minutes. If you don't have time, you can cut the onion the night before, refrigerate it, and use it the next day. Be careful not to leave cut onions for too long, more than 24 hours, as nutrients can be destroyed. Also, cooking immediately after cutting greatly reduces anti-cancer and anti-inflammatory effects. So be sure to let them sit before using. If the smell bothers you, you can store them in a container in the refrigerator. How do you usually cook onions? Do you cook them right after cutting? This one? Small habit can make a big difference to your health. Second, using the peel, the discarded treasure. Most people throw away onion peels, but in fact, the strongest antioxidant components are concentrated in the peel. The peel is especially rich in quercetin, which has powerful anti-cancer and anti-inflammatory effects and cleans blood vessels. According to modern scientific research, onion peels contain up to 4.5 times more antioxidants than the flesh. Particularly anthocyanins in red onion, peels are valuable components that help brain health and memory improvement. Grandmother Park Youngja improved her diabetes and high blood pressure by drinking onion peel tea. With a cup of onion peel tea every morning, her blood sugar levels stabilized in 3 months, and after 6 months, she was able to reduce her medication by half. The implementation method is simple. Wash and dry onion peels, then drink them as tea, or grind them into powder to add to food. For peel tea, steep a handful of onion peels in boiling water for 5 minutes. If the taste is strong, you can add a small amount of honey or cinnamon. Be careful to only use peels from pesticide-free onions. Regular onions may have pesticide residues on their peels, so be cautious. Also, be sure to wash before use and avoid drinking more than 2 cups a day. Excessive consumption can burden the kidneys. Have you been throwing away onion peels? From now on, utilize this precious treasure. The most valuable components are hidden in the parts that are easiest to discard. Third, changing cooking methods. Slow cooking in perilla oil. The absorption rate of nutrients varies greatly, depending on how you cook onions. Most people stir-fry quickly over high heat, but this destroys important nutrients. The optimal method is to slowly caramelize over medium-low heat with perilla oil. When onions slowly turn brown, quercetin transforms into a form that is more easily absorbed. Additionally, omega-3 fatty acids in perilla oil help absorb the fat-soluble nutrients in onions. This combination increases antioxidant effects by up to 65%. Grandfather Kim Young-soo improved his cardiovascular disease using this method. Suffering from severe angina after consuming onions cooked this way for 6 months, his cholesterol levels improved significantly, and the frequency of chest pain attacks decreased noticeably. The practical tip is as follows. After cutting the onion, wait 10 minutes, then slowly stir-fry with perilla oil over medium-low heat. It takes about 15-20 minutes until they turn brown. At this time, you can minimize nutrient loss by covering with a lid and simmering. Be careful that cooking over high heat destroys nutrients, so you must maintain medium-low heat. You can also use olive oil,